Hi friend, today I've got a weights workout for yoga people. What does that even mean? Well, if you're like me, you've been doing yoga a long time and you love it, and it's been kind of intimidating or overwhelming to start working out with weights, even though you know you're supposed to do it at this age because we're losing muscle mass. This video is for you. We are going to use language that you're comfortable with. We're going to use poses that you already know and love, and the form that is ingrained in your body so that you have a simple way to get into weight training and you don't have to go to the gym. Today I am using 2 dumbbells. These are 3 pounds each. Some of the exercises you could use something heavier, and I will point that out as we go. But I'm using 3s because I can use these for every exercise we're doing today. So grab 3s, 2s, or 1s, maybe water bottles or soup cans, just so you can learn how it goes, even if you don't have weights at home. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's start standing with our feet about hips distance. Bring those arms up into the sky. Interlace your fingers together and flip your palms up towards the ceiling as you start to side bend. We're gonna do a little warm up. I've got my weights on the side, so they'll be ready when we start our other exercises, but for now, let's just do a little bit of warm up. Respond to the call for a deep breath. Do you feel it in your body? When your body needs it. Come back to the center, bring your arms back down by your sides. Let's do that again. Breathe in, come on up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up towards the sky. I'm gonna bend a little bit to each side, trying not to press my hips forward and space too much. I'm sticking my tail out just the tiniest bit behind me to keep my back in its nice, natural, neutral curve. We're gonna reach up into the sky. Let's take a swan dive. Go ahead and bend your knees to begin. Let your spine hang forward. Feet are about hips distance and parallel. Go ahead and walk the plank. You're gonna take some steps forward until you're in a nice high plank position. Arms are straight up and down, fingers spread nice and wide. You know this one. Hold for a moment here and then pike back into downward dog as you walk your hands backwards, pressing down into the floor until your feet flatten. Bend your knees, roll on up. Nice heavy head and heavy arms. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up into the sky. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Bend to the left and the right at your pace. Everything today is at your pace. You're gonna watch me and see what I'm doing, but you're gonna listen to your body. Here we go, swan dive and fold again. This is my favorite warm up that I do for a lot of my workouts. I'm gonna walk the plank, coming forward, and I teach plank pose where your shoulders and your hips are at the same height. That way we avoid any kind of sinking hips, and it's still, oh my gosh, a bang for your buck pose. You're using your entire body, your core, your legs, your butt, your back, your arms, your shoulders, everything. Even your neck is working here. Pike back to dog. Walk back with those hands one at a time. Roll on up to stand. Let's do that one more time. Arms up. Swan dive when you're ready. Fold in half. I'm bending my knees each time. Walk forward, take a breath. Whenever your body needs it, hold your plank for a moment. Shoulder blades pulling back without sinking your hips. Legs long without locking my knees. And then pike it back. Walk back your dog and roll on up to standing. Once you get up to stand, give your shoulders a nice roll back a few times, and we're gonna pick up your weights. We're gonna start with the first position, which you know it so well. It's called chair. And what I'm just gonna do is hold these weights just by my side here. We're gonna do some chair ups. My feet are parallel. I'm gonna drop back into my heels and then stand back up. Wow, that's it. Just like going into chair pose here. When I look down, I can still see my toes. And my knees are not kissing as I come down, right? I've got space between my feet and between my knees. My weight goes back into my heels and I'm engaging my core the whole time. And it might not seem like much. You're holding these little For me, it's 6 pounds in my hand, but you know what? You are making your chair pose muscles work harder just by adding a little extra weight. We're gonna pause. I'm gonna let my weights come down. And this is my favorite kind of in between rounds, is just a little side step tap, and you can see my heart rate's going up already. This is kind of a HIIT style of exercise where we do an interval of something and then we take a little pause. And we are gonna go back in. I'm gonna add something this time. My feet are hips distance. I'm gonna start here with my weights by my side. Here comes my chair. And as I come up, I'm gonna push those weights up into the sky. And I'm gonna come back down, bend my elbows and bend my knees and push those weights forward and up. I know my weights get a little bit cut off in the video here, but I am turning my palms to face forward and I give a little push up into the sky. You know this as arms up pose. Arms up pose. It's part of your sun salutation. The only difference is my palms are facing forward, but your belly is tight. Your shoulder blades are pulling slightly together because anytime you use your arms and have weight on them, we need some engagement of those scapula bones. Here's the last one. I'm pushing those weights into the sky and I'm gonna take a pause. And there we go. And I'm gonna take a nice deep breath as we recover. Feel free to walk around the room. Feel free to put your weights down. You do you. Do what feels good. Here comes our next. You know this one is crescent lunge, okay? Right foot is gonna go forward, left foot backwards. And you know what? Do not make your stance too super wide. You're gonna be wobbly. It might aggravate your hips. Don't shorten up too much either. That'll upset your knees. You wanna be kind of in that middle place. I'm just gonna let my arms hang down by my sides here. Here's the difference. You know your crescent lunge alignment. Your belly is gonna be tight, just like Tadasana, mountain pose. You're standing up nice and tall. What we're gonna do, instead of just bending the front leg, we're gonna bend both, okay? Both knees bend and both extend. And we're gonna add a bicep curl. So as I bend my knees, I bend my elbows. We're going up and down. The thing with bicep curls here is that you need to pin your elbows kind of right by your ribs. Okay, you don't want to flail your arms out to the sides so that you really isolate your biceps as you go up and down here. I am going to pause for a second and switch. We're going to go right into the other side, but there's no rush, okay? You don't have to go at my pace. Woo! Sometimes balance is a thing. This is definitely a balancing pose. I've got my feet in their own lane and I've got this wall to hang on anytime I need. And as I'm ready, I'm gonna go again. As I bend my elbows, I bend my knees. Now this is an exercise that you could definitely go a little bit heavier. I could probably use my 5 pounds and be just fine. But again, I am trying to use the same weights just through my whole workout today, just to make things simple. Last one on this side. Let's take a little pause. Let me remind you about some form for your crescent lunge as you take a deep breath and bring your heart rate back down. That front leg, we are trying to use these outer hip muscles. So when you are bending into your lunge, you want to make sure that knee is not crossing over, okay? You almost want to externally rotate this front thigh just a little bit every time you come down. Okay, let's go back to the right side, but what we're gonna do is step backwards this time. So I'm gonna start in Tadasana towards the front of my space here, and I'm gonna step back with my left foot. I'm trying not to lean forward or bend over at the waist. I'm gonna step back, drop down, and come back up, and we're gonna alternate. So I'm switching feet. I'm stepping back, drop down with my bicep curl, and then I step back together. Tadasana spine the whole time, mountain pose spine. You take a step back, down, up, and when you get comfortable with this, maybe it's not this time you do the video, it might be like after 10 times or so, you might start to take this a little bit deeper, at a little faster pace, Again, this is not about speed, but we are trying to put some stress and some pressure into your muscles so that they get stronger. That's the point. And you know what? If at any point it becomes too much, just hold the arms by your sides. You don't need to do the curl. It's a lot mentally to think about. It's a lot of balance. And we are done with this one. Here we go. You know what? I'm gonna put my weights down for a moment because that's what's gonna feel good. I'm gonna take my side stepping. Take some arm circles. When you're trying to bring your heart rate back down, you wanna take a very long exhalation and a medium-sized inhalation. That'll bring your heart rate right down right away. It's good that your heart rate went up, it should. And then we wanna try and bring it back down again. Next exercise, I am gonna meet you in a table position on the floor. Coming down into your table position, I've got my weights with me. And it's possible you could hold onto your dumbbells and have them on the floor. If you feel your fingers are getting kind of squished, then just put your weights right in front of your hands and take your traditional table pose with your fingers spread nice and wide. That's what's gonna work for me. I'm definitely gonna wanna use 3s, 2s, or 1s here. I tried it with 5s. Woo, it was too much. Certain exercises work for different weights, right? So I'm pulling my belly in. We're gonna do bird dog, you know this one. I'm gonna extend my right leg back and give my heel a little kick. Nice glute squeeze. And we'll reach the opposite arm forward. Let's do the first couple with no weights. Just that bird dog, getting your balance. Trying to hold my spine nice and steady. No wibbly wobbling. Of course you're gonna wibble wobble. Of course you are. Let's switch sides. Just going slow at first. But I'm trying not to lean too much. I'm trying not to change the shape of the spine. That's what I mean by wibbly wobbling. But of course, anytime you balance, your body's gonna shake a little bit to stabilize. Now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pick up a weight in my hand. So I'm gonna pick up that weight, shoot it forward. It is going to stress my whole body a little bit more. I put it back down. Switch sides, reach it forward. Now, if you notice right away that you're getting a strain in your neck, your back, your shoulders in not the good kind of way, do this without weights. It's totally fine. We're gonna do a couple more. I'm breathing. I have broke the sweat barrier. It feels kind of good. It is winter time, so I appreciate getting warm inside my body. You are using your entire body for this one, let me tell you. You are getting your back, your butt, your abs, your shoulders, your arms, even your neck. There we go. So here comes child's pose. Take a pause. Bring your knees the distance apart that you love. Put your head down. Take a rest. Take some deep breaths. Recover. We are going to carry on to the next one. So come on up and come into a seat. We're going to move into your core here. I'm going to take both weights again. I'm going to have my legs forward. You know boat pose, NAVASANA. I'm going to keep my feet on the floor. Legs are together. I'm going to sit up nice and tall and then lean back just slightly. Right away, my core starts to engage. My waistline is shrinking because my abdominal muscles are contracting, but at the same time, you're gonna feel, you can see, right? The flesh is gonna fold, but I want you to make sure you're not pushing your stomach out, okay? I'm gonna take my weights in my hand. I'm just holding them together like this. Chest nice and open, legs squeezed together. I'm gonna take a tiny twist to each side. Here we go. Let me twist towards you and twist away. I'm gonna breathe and rotate my boat pose. Breathe. This is gonna make your core work just a little bit more than if you were just holding Navasana, holding boat pose. I'm trying to anchor my legs. I imagine that they are each 1,000 pounds. That's gonna help. I'm trying not to move them. I'm breathing, and you know what? Again, you can do this without weights. It is still going to be a nice challenge. Let's pause. I'm going to put my weights down, open my knees for Baddha Konasana, and take a light stretch forward, not forcing anything. We're going to do another round of that one. Take a nice deep breath. These quick workouts are effective. I'm telling you, you do 20 minutes every day, you are going to feel good. You are going to feel better. Aches and pains, poof, gone, right? Legs heavy, heavy, grounded, squeezing together. Weights or no weights in front of your chest. Chest open, shoulders back, and twist. I'm leaning back just a little bit because you know what? That's what feels good for me today. Just a little bit. Breathing in and out. You can try smiling. Have that little smile. It's like sending a message to your body that this is good, everything is okay. We're going to rotate for a few more moments. You're breathing, yes? Don't forget to breathe as best you can while you're engaging your core. And you're done. Donezo. Take that light stretch again. Knees apart. Feet together. Feel free to fold forward or reach your arms forward. Maybe take one little stretch over to the right. Walk your hands over to the right and over to the left. That's going to help release your sacroiliac joint a little bit. Come back to the center and come on up. And our last round is going to be just for arms. I need you to sit up nice and tall, so here's what we're gonna do. Sitting on the floor makes things a little bit difficult. If you're a yoga person, you probably have a couple of blocks. So I'm gonna take my 2 blocks, stack them to make a stool, and then I'm gonna sit on those blocks. You could sit in a chair, on an ottoman, on the coffee table. I just don't really like you sitting on the floor. It's gonna be too difficult to get a nice tall spine. So I've got my butt, there we go. On my blocks, I've got my weights, definitely using 3-pounders for this one, okay? First, I'm just gonna lift up nice and tall. You are in Tadasana Spine, again and again and again, right? Good form. I'm gonna go straight out to the sides to letter T, pulling my shoulder blades back, keeping my chest nice and open as I bring those forward to kiss in front of my chest. I squeeze my shoulder blades back again and bring them back down. That's it. Oh my gosh, so easy. And these are so light right now. These are very light. You might have a couple of water bottles or soup cans are probably a pound, maybe less. And so if you did 100 of these, for sure you are going to feel it. But you know what? This is enough. It doesn't have to be these big, heavy, clunky, scary weights because this is going to make your muscles stronger. I'm keeping my chest open, my belly engaged, my smile on my face. I'm breathing. And most importantly, anytime you have weight in your hands or you're using your arms, you are going to be squeezing your shoulder blades back and together. They are the anchor for your shoulder joint. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more of these. I'm breathing. It's working. Is it working? It's working for me. You can always take a rest. You can always drop your weights if it's too much. You can do this whole workout without weights. And then one day, when you pick them up, you'll be ready. Last one. Chest open. Smile. Last one. We're done with weights. Let's do a cool down together. Carefully come off of your chair or your stool that you made with your blocks. And I'm gonna meet you lying down on the floor. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug as you rock gently side to side. And I'm gonna bring just the right knee in towards my chest. Take the left leg out as long as you would like it. Put that heel on the floor. If that aggravates your back at all, bend your left knee and put your foot down and eventually reach that leg out long. I'm gonna extend my right leg up towards the sky and grab behind my knee, getting a hamstring stretch with the shakes and all. Feel free to point and flex your ankle. Now, why are we getting shakes? Is that happening to you? Doesn't happen to me in yoga class, but here it does. So we're kind of switching over to more of slow twitch use of your muscles here, moving into yoga mode. And you might get some shakes, and that's okay. We're gonna go into figure 4 from here, crossing your right ankle over your left thigh, also called reclining pigeon. Take a breath. Slow your heart rate back down. Start to feel good about what you just did. Holy cow. Maybe this is the first time you picked up weights, and it's like, oh, that was it. That's all I had to do. We're gonna switch sides. So grab your left knee, send your right leg out as long as you would like. If you feel any kind of pain or pinch, back off, bend your right knee. Take a deep belly breath. Extend your left leg towards the sky. Point and flex your ankle a few times. Relax your jaw. You're in yoga mode now. Comfortable. Familiar. But I hope that workout was also familiar for you, because you know what? Form is form is form. Chair pose is a squat. Crescent lunge is a lunge. Your body's still using the same form, the same action in those muscles. Let's do figure 4 on this side. And so hopefully it's like, oh, okay, my body knows what to do. It's not such a big deal. And hopefully it felt good. I hope it felt good. Good. Release this side. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Let's take a spinal twist. Dropping your legs over to one side, opening your arms. Remember, your spinal twist is not like this. That's not a twist. That's a back bend. That's arching my lower back. So your knees, you want up nice and high by the side of your chest so that you're rotating more from your thoracic portion of your spine. Do a little cartwheel with your legs to get them over to the other side. Do not force a twist. Don't force the opposite arm down into the floor. It's just going to put pressure in your back in the same spot every single time in a place where it's not really meant to rotate. Okay, so just back off a little. Make it feel good. Bring those knees back to center. Give yourself a little kick up to sit. Good job. Really nice work. It was so nice doing weights with you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again tomorrow.